Hey there, my name is Katie Mucci, and I'm a fourth grade teacher in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. And I'm here today to share with you a workspace that I've created in the Learner Variability Navigator through Digital Promise that has strategies to help you set up an at-home learning environment for your children slash students in the event of distance learning. So there are many factors that teachers consider when they're setting up their own classrooms. And it's important for parents to recognize that these are factors that can definitely influence your child's learning. So if you're new to the navigator, what's great about this is I can add factors and strategies. And when you click on one, you can see that there's further information and videos and guidance to implement this strategy in your own classroom or at your house. For example, temperature is something that we might not really consider, but can definitely be a factor in your students' ability to focus and learn. Also, an uncluttered environment. Think about it. If there's an environment that has lots of stimuli and things for your kids to look at and focus on and be distracted by, that can be challenging for some students. The structure is huge for most people, students included. So being able to know that at this time on this day, we're going to do math, or we're going to start with reading, and then we have lunch at this time. Following that schedule is really powerful, makes students feel comfortable and safe. And when they can know what's coming, they feel like they have some sort of ownership over their day. That leads me right into another strategy, student choice. Letting your children decide which subject they're going to learn first. Or do they want to eat breakfast and then do their reading? Or do they want to do their reading first and get out of the way? Giving them a little bit of that choice really helps them buy into their learning and their day. Something else to consider is sound level. In my classroom, my students all have headphones, and they can use their headphones either to listen to focus music, which is just some instrumental music I've selected that I have on my class website. They also could use it just as noise canceling. I personally don't do well with background noise. I can't listen to music and fully attend to what I'm trying to do. I get caught up in dancing or singing. So the silence is better for me. When you're all at home, it can sometimes be hard to create a quiet atmosphere. So providing your child with some headphones, either so they can listen to focus music or they can have it to cancel out other sounds in the house, is important. I'd like to jump up here to encourage student self-advocacy. Students being able to speak up for themselves is not something that comes natural to most children. So, for example, at home, being able to come downstairs and say to the rest of the family, hey guys, it's really loud and I'm having a hard time focusing. Could you turn the TV down? That's advocating for themselves and speaking up and telling people what they need. Encouraging that. Say, I love the way that you told me what you needed. That's so great. And that leads to positive self-talk. You're doing a great job. I love the way that you blah, 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 blah. Or it was so smart how you blah, 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 blah. Giving and then having students be able to say, I'm proud of the way that I'm happy with the way that or, just positive talk about themselves. Let's see, setting timers can help students. I know in my room I have a visual timer, and it actually has a section that gets smaller and smaller and smaller as the time dwindles down. So students can actually see, oh, I know I need to work a little bit faster. I need to stay on pace. Sometimes timers, though, I will caution you, can give some children anxiety. So be careful on timers. It's a tool you might try. You might say, hey, you have 20 minutes to get this amount of work done, obviously being reasonable. And I'm going to come back in 20 minutes and I want to report on what you were able to get done in those 20 minutes. Movement breaks, I use these in my classroom all the time. I even personally need a movement break. I get up, I walk a lap around the kitchen, that's where I'm at right now. I, check my phone. I look outside. I personally love Go Noodle in my own classroom and here at home. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old at home, and we do Go Noodle at home. Go Noodle has 2 or 3 minute videos. They are videos where you can dance, where you can just move, you can be silly, and they also have mindfulness breaks too, where you can do yoga or calm. Those can also be used as a motivator for students. When you finish this, then you get to do this. So I've used them in several different ways, but I firmly believe that all children need some sort of break. They need to stand up, think of something else for even if it's just a few moments before getting right back to their work. It encourages longer focus. Predictability, environment, and structure. This is important that students know, your children know, hey, I'm going to go into my room and I'm going to have my space. And I know that it's there. So if you look around right now, I'm actually in my kitchen. Don't mind the mess. And I know that my stuff is all right here. Oh, it's a disaster. I can't even show it to you. It's a disaster. My stuff is all right here. I know that it's going to be there when I come to work tomorrow. I know exactly where everything is. No one touches my things here. It's my office, which is actually my kitchen. But that's predictable for me. My environment is predictable. I know where everything is. That's important for students, that you don't go and you don't tidy it up for them. Maybe you could do it with them if it starts to get out of hand. And that goes along with individual space. They need to have a space that's their own, that they, even if it's just at your dining room table, maybe you can't use your dining room table for the next 2 months while we're still doing distance learning. If it's, maybe it's a space in their room or a space in the basement. Finding a space for your child is important, that it's their own space. I even have my own cup of pencils here at my kitchen counter. Discussing emotions, asking your child, how do you feel? I like to use mental health check-ins. I actually do them every Monday. I have my students fill out a sticky note and they put it on and they rank how they're feeling. Sometimes they say, I need a check-in. Sometimes they say they're great, and everywhere in between. Just that little question of how are you doing helps students to know that they can trust you. It's a safe environment, and teaching them how to talk about their emotions is really important and powerful too. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. These are just some strategies I think you could implement in your home and ways to help your child be more focused,